Bicameralism refers to the division of the legislative authority of government into two chambers. Bicameral literally means two chambers. The framers of the Constitution created a bicameral Congress as a compromise between delegates from the heavily populated states and delegates from the smaller states. The Virginia Plan, which was created by James Madison and was officially introduced into the Constitutional Convention by Edmund Randolph, proposed that representation in Congress be based on population, an arrangement that clearly would have benefited Virginia, since it was at the time of the framing of the Constitution the most populated state in the country. The New Jersey Plan, which was introduced by William Paterson, proposed that each state have equal representation in Congress, the arrangement that existed under the Articles of Confederation and benefited less populated states like New Jersey. The delegates from Connecticut proposed the Compromise Plan, which would give each state a number of delegates in the House of Representatives proportional to its population and an equal number of senators in the United States Senate. Thus, the Connecticut Compromise, or Great Compromise as it is alternatively known, established bicameralism as a structural principle of the Constitution. However, it is less the representational features of bicameralism that interest us here than its effects on the legislative function of Congress. James Madison and many of the other delegates to the Philadelphia Convention must have realized after the debates over the Constitution had concluded that bicameralism was an important means of limiting the legislative power of Congress. Most of the delegates at the convention believed Congress would be and should be the dominant branch of government. Madison had written in the Federalist Papers that in a Republican system, the legislature necessarily predominates. However, as the most powerful branch of government, they recognized that Congress would also potentially be the most dangerous branch of government. Dividing the legislative power of Congress into two chambers would make it more difficult for Congress to legislate for good or bad purposes. It is difficult enough to pass legislation through one chamber. Bicameralism makes it doubly hard.